So I'm his favorite, and I still drink coffee because I'm what punishment parents. But I also let me put this down real quick. They said.
Hey, James, how are you?
But I also get like
Are you going to 3730 Roswell Road in Atlanta or 3730 Roswell Road in Okay, then keep following. If you're coming down Mount Vernon,
I know.
How's our old friend?
yes, you're coming right away. It's gonna take, you're gonna have it back there. You're right.
He's not. He's in the
I
house.
was trying to mentally think where you are. It's when you get here, Billy at the front desk is gonna walk you through the meetings and stuff at 10:15, and then you and I'll just meet quickly after. Does that sound good? Alright, I'll see you shortly. It's a little one. Janice is stuck with some traffic. She gets here when you walk around.
I'm gonna sit in the front because they encourage us to. I'm proud of you. I have to sit here for content, otherwise I'd be up there.
I'm new. So
I was about to say, hello, you. Nice to meet you. I know you have a name though. Hi, Scott. Jen.
I don't know if I'm an unknown name today, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet you as well.
There's food in the,
I'm so good, thank you. I eat breakfast and out of my ear.
I really never eat breakfast, and then I'm like, why am I so hungry at like 2 p.m? And I'm like, so you know,
I kind of relate to that too. Seeing everything that
there's seafood here as well. Like there's like small stuff to do for like just those.
Well, I'd like to introduce you to Zach. Zach, can I introduce you to someone?
Hey, Zach.
Zach's our newest name. Zach, like,
Tom.
Brad, you know, you look
familiar to me when I hear you from here.
Not originally, I've been here for about 4 years though.
Okay. Glad to have you over here.
I'm excited to be here.
Well, they didn't, you know, they can take it home, they suck it on them like.
freshly.
Right off the boat.
Literally got my license yesterday.
Good for you. Congratulations. I'm glad if I can ever help you, I will write down.
Kennedy, you have that?
Thank
you so much. Paige? Are you sitting in the front of the room like they could, girl? Look at you. Thank you. Brenda, can I introduce you to someone? I'm gonna do a joint introduction. Zach, this is Brenda. I think you guys have met. He is officially out of our office. He just joined yesterday. So he is brand new agent, lots of time in South America, super smart guy. For some reason, I mean, really good spirit. So we're gonna find out.
I told you very well.
We're gonna find out.
Bold.
I portray being smart very well.
So you tell me, right?
I'm excited to be here, so. Not the first day, just wait until, you know, later.
I don't think he's scared.
But I am gonna need you to do those, Zach. I'm gonna need you to punch to the front. Okay, you can stand in the back.
I had a feeling this was gonna
She's
happen.
got to film everybody. Everybody make sure the hair looks good in the back.
I had this feeling that
I'll go to the front area today.
We have to put content, and we have to have people here. I'll probably do it. We're also back in the room. Which I know I love that. I'm like,
No, you guys, if you need the front row.
He just said, called out to me.
Okay.
Amani, I need you to meet your
Like
friend.
here.
How did they go?
Very question is like still, yes.
Okay, I feel like I did all in here.
I'm gonna get some oxygen, put it on the table. People can't see.
Getting out of the car.
Yes, exactly.
That's just my that's right. That has
She's on her way, she's.
yeah, because I have white pants on.
Just call her sister on the riverside. Good job. We're gonna film. She First in the rows, please.
Did they say that to you?
We mean biological.
Hey man, I'm not about it. I think you got it.
Then you can say, we should absolutely not cover it. You okay? You need help? You good?
Did you have the front center camera? I got started early when I was young and I got something to it.
It always has.
Ends up being ready for next week.
How are you?
You came back.
I did.
I didn't scare you off.
Golly. There's still time though.
Oh, good. You're good at that, aren't you?
I like this.
Good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started.
3 times in 5 years.
Sorry it took me so long to respond to you. Good morning. I like it. How are things going?
I wasn't gonna stand you up. Unless I was sick. I'm trying to avoid that too. I'm like, everybody in my church is, well, a lot of people are sick and everything. So I'm like, don't shake my hand, don't hug, don't do nothing.
Hey, girl power. Wait,
Don't take your seat, brother.
I'm not supporting your ups, right?
No.
Right.
But I'd love it if you would have sat up there.
Not again.
Where? In the front? I can do that.
How you doing?
Wherever you want.
I tell you what I'm doing. I'll bring two chairs together. I'll make it look good. Thank you all for coming this morning. It's going to be great meetings. Let's go ahead and get started. If y'all have not met Zach yet, you stand and introduce yourself, please. Be
Hello
nice.
everyone,
Be
if I haven't
nice.
met you already, I think I've met quite a few of you. My name is Zachary Martinez. I'm really brand new license as of yesterday. Great people. I'm looking forward to learning a lot, fail forward. I think someone told me when I was here last week or 2 weeks ago. So I'm really looking forward to it. I appreciate it.
That's great, guys. Let's talk about it. I know y'all saw it on social media, but last weekend I went to my class reunion. And, go to your room. Oh, that's my grandson, I'm sorry. But guys, it was incredible. Our band played in high school, and we were all throwing back together. I was the keyboard player, and we had a nice sound. But two of our members played professionally during the week. And one leads worship at a church, the other one is in a band that plays all the time in Northern Virginia. So anyway, guys, it was a fun time. And to be with guys you were with in high school, which was 55 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Is amazing, guys.
Years ago.
And that we're all still able to get up and go to the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. It was all really, it was a fun weekend, amazing. And there is a video coming. I actually need to look at it and put it out there. Did y'all see me playing on the anyway, it was a fun time. So, all right, if you won $100 million, what would be the first thing you'd do with the money? Look at your neighbor and tell us what you would do.
The first thing I would do.
$100 million. Yes.
Creditors and everything.
Jim, why were you the only one in your band?
I give,
Why were you the only one in your band?
sizable amount.
What was the name of the band?
Set up trust funds, not trust funds, set up college funds, everybody used to see that. Make sure everyone might be like they were like when you go over there, I would just get like a small percentage, I would get like 50% on every deal that goes.
All right, someone shared what they would, first thing they would do if they won, got $100 million, first thing you would do.
Both of us would immediately give $10 million to the charities that we already have.
All right?
Yeah, and then the other 90 million, of course, we would pay off. We would put some away in some safe products, because with 90 million, you really don't need something. So some of it would go in some safe investments, and then maybe 10 more million of it we would pay off stuff in secret. Yeah, that would go into the, yeah.
I like that. Did she say that wasn't true?
All that's true.
All right. Sean, what would you do with your first, whatever?
I give away 10% of it immediately to causes and people that I know that need it or, you know, can benefit from it. But I do it in a way that didn't give people unrestricted access to just, you know. Cure for childhood cancer would probably get the first 5 million.
I like that. I love that, okay. Who else would share? What would you do? Virginia, what would you do with your money? First thing. First thing.
I get a tight team of trusted advisors. And then I'd give my funds away.
I love that.
But I would set up funds so that the charities that I like are perpetual.
First thing I would do is buy a car, and I want a nicer car than mine has.
You didn't mention that.
You would be able to get it, but
It would be, my dream car would be a convertible, Rolls convertible.
Oh, yeah.
now you're talking.
Yeah, you got the corner.
We could buy 2 of them, do the same.
I'd be okay driving.
Might be a third one,
What?
a third one.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly, I love it, exactly. Anybody else want to share what they would do the first time? Who would share? So 2 more shares. All right?
I pay off my student loans.
First.
Yeah, pay off your student loans, I like that.
Yeah.
First thing, pay off all your loans, you should have, Joe Money, I love that. Who else? One more? Yes.
Look at lights,
Pardon me?
lights,
Lights,
with an S.
not just, we booked several trips.
Touching each continent.
Yes.
Huh?
I like that.
You like what? Book flights, I like that too, which is great, I got it. Then, well, let us, I'm sorry, one more? I hear somebody, yes.
I would like to buy gold.
Buy what?
Gold.
Gold, okay. You can buy a lot of gold for $100 million.
Yeah.
Or even 10 million buy a lot of gold. I love it. Anybody else before we move on? Yes.
I got a big old boat,
A big old boat.
big old boat, and a big old house to park my big old boat.
Someone maintain
Pass the water, boat the same.
I love that. Big old boat.
Big old boat.
Definitely.
I might as well vote myself.
You're gonna shoot content like you want.
And if your percentage of people that win $100 million lose it? 85%. They give it away? Which I love.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let us move on. Brothers Open House going on, Stephanie Venable, 695 today, from 12:30 to 2:30, and it is, and she loves the charcuterie. She does that every time, which I love. It's really good. And two $50 Amazon gift cards, and the address is there someplace, I'm sure. Yeah, 123 Old
Reese.
Reese Lane, Woodstock, Georgia. If you can go support it, please do that. She'd love to see you guys. Looks like a beautiful house. So go take a look at it if you have time in your schedule today, please. Y4C2T. This is our belief system. This is what we stand for. This is the way we're supposed to live. And Katie, what's your favorite one I did this morning?
I like win-win,
All right, tell me why.
because I think you just have to work with everyone and make it a win-win for everyone, otherwise it doesn't work out.
I love win-wins. And if you work towards that, some of you need the other person thinking the same. Let's win together. Let's make this happen. Which I love. So that's one of my favorite ones also. Okay, moving on. Who is up today?
Oh, us.
Silverton.
I was having lawn come up.
Yeah, we're gonna put this together.
Robert and I are
Thank you, Robert. We're very I will say one thing about Robert, there's nobody that he hasn't made feel welcome. Always your most important person, so thank you. Danielle.
Hi, good morning, everyone. We're excited to sponsor Gold 100 tomorrow, so anybody that can join D'Angela for that, I think it starts at, what time does it start?
What time? 9:30.
9:30, and I will be there with lunch, so join us. Also wanted to let you know the new 2026 conforming loan limit is $819,000. So we can start doing those loans right away.
Yep, so let me give you a little perspective. The year I graduated high school, the conforming loan limit was $98,500.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, 1935.
That was 1981. Let's see, the year I graduated college, I would tell myself, it was 132,500, 133,250, excuse me. That was 86. Remember 1986, Lon?
Absolutely.
Remember 85?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was
I
7.
remember 1986.
The year I got married, 1991, 191,250. Little trip down memory lane for some of y'all. The year I had our first child, Mary Evelyn, 207,600. The year I moved back to Georgia, 359,650. That was in 05. And then in the year I came in this office, it was 417,000, 2011. So that was from 2006 to 2016, the conforming loan limit did not change. 10 years, $417,000. And then in 2020, anybody remember 2020? It was started the year at 510,400, and then in 2026 now, so what is it, we're talking about, I guess it'll be 6 years when we get to next spring, 819,000, so you're talking about going up 300,000 plus since the beginning of 2020. Now, one thing that you notice is it went up less than $3,000 from 2025 to 2026. Why do you think that is? Appreciation slowing down. And that's a good thing, in my opinion. I don't necessarily want to see them go backwards, although there are some predictions. In some parts of the country, values are going backwards, there's no question. I wonder what y'all's thoughts are about our area. How insulated are we from prices falling? What do y'all, I know it's just your opinion, but do you have an opinion? Are we different than most of the rest of the country? Paige, Brenda, Angela, anybody?
Well, I think that we are somewhat insulated from the market as the entire country. And that is because we don't have just one industry to depend on. And we have movement in and out of our metropolitan area as a result of that. And we're one of the most sought after cities for companies to relocate in. Georgia has great tax benefits to bring industry into our state. So we're in a great position.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I had a conversation with a buyer 2 days ago who asked about the market and it's softening. And Atlanta's different from Boise. Our population is different. I said, listen, it took me an hour and a half to get from Duluth just to Apple. And that's a representation of how many people are on the road and how many people keep coming. Our airports, our industries, there's so much that people are attracted to the city and being taken to schools. I don't see us being the same as everywhere else.
I have a meeting on Monday mornings at 6:30, and I get on the interstate going, what are all these idiots doing on the road? Of course, I'm on the road. It's like bumper to bumper to bumper on 575. I mean, it's not like one or two cars. It's 6:30 in the morning. I will say one thing that's interesting, and there's a guy who does a video that I get it every day, and it's always hyperbole. It's always something to grab your attention. And he says that today it was rents are crashing. Rent prices are crashing. So I started thinking about it. And I know this, just where I live in Cherokee County, the number of apartment units that have been built over the last 4 or 5 years is really crazy. If you look at from the Sixes Road up to exit 14, and you go over on Highway 5, big apartment complexes over and over. One right at exit 14 now, 2 right by the public zone, 2 apartment developments by the public zone at exit 14. There's a lot of apartment inventory being built. Now, if they overbuild, rents will come down. If rents come down, what happens?
Purchase will go.
Huh?
Purchase will go up.
Well, will it? Or will it be more affordable for people now? Well, I can afford to rent, because it's not, it's not a negative thing. I can rent for way cheaper than I can buy. So it just makes me wonder what's gonna happen if apartments have been overbuilt and maybe demand could soften. Who knows? There's so many variables out there. But anyway, if you guys want to restate all the problems, we can have lunch together one day, because I don't think any of us have all the answers to all these questions. Were you gonna say something, Virginia?
The new communities are offering massive bonuses, 3 months rent, several months rent, and tiny bonuses.
They're like storage units. First and last month free.
Man, and how many storage units have you seen being built?
Yeah.
Near the apartment complexes, ironically. Yeah, very interesting times. But we've been through a lot of different markets. I think, you know what, we just put our head down and keep moving forward, doing what we're supposed to do, and we'll be all right, right? Thank you, guys, appreciate you very much.
Go back to that, please, go back to the Bowling Green. And you all, I want to encourage everyone here to consider coming. You don't have to stay from 9:30 to 4:30. But the ones that do this and complete this will pick up extra business. It's 100% guaranteed that if you call and you have 100 people, you're gonna find 2 people that, oh, I'm glad you called because I need to list my house. It is still amazing to me that last year, 76% of agents did not, belonging to NAR, did not sell one house. Yet they will not come to something like this and show up. It's like, you'll get business out of that. Isn't that what you want? So guys, so please, please, please consider coming to this tomorrow. Now, you can say, well, Jim, I want to stay home in my bed and do it. You won't do it. You'll come here, you get the energy here, you'll love it. So guys, please put this on your calendar, and come tomorrow because it'll bless you and you will leave with business. You go, I'm so glad I called you because I got you before someone else did. Guys, please come do this tomorrow. And D'Angela's gonna be hosting a delicious lunch, and so please do that tomorrow, please. All right, Thomas and/or Brian, let's give them a hand.
Hello, everybody. Great to see some of y'all twice in one day.
Right.
Oh gosh, was that, sorry, Reed.
No, I'm startled. Step all over.
Got everybody
Some of y'all had
on
bowls
permission.
yesterday.
I know, yeah, so we got to be there, for the lunch with Pat, that was really great, so I rolled 100, it's just a little week, hey, dirty roll, how many times?
Actually, this is my very first time.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been, different.
wow. More on
As
that
compared
later.
to what, that other time you did?
Well, it's great to see y'all. I'm Carrie, if we have not had a chance to meet. Our November CE class with Cheryl will be the More You Know, Negotiating to Win. So, she's just gonna talk about different negotiating strategies, different stipulations that you can use. We thought about having a s'mores campfire in the room, but I don't know if we can do that. So we'll just bring graham crackers and stuff anyways. Yeah, not please. Anyway, so that is our November class, so be sure to register, and then, if you are not able to attend in person, we'll of course do a Zoom option at the end of that too.
And she just did that Zoom option, some of y'all came to that till death do us part thing, and clearly that's an area that we haven't done a great job over the last 20 years getting out, and a lot of you know, but you're dealing almost daily with listings and or situations affecting even buyers where there's been deaths. And deaths in title where, probate comes into play, and one of the first, this little tidbits, because you could talk 3 hours about all the situations, but like Zach, you may know this just from studying for your license, but I still get tons of calls that when people hold title, if you can get that warranty deed and see how people hold title, most of you understand joint tenants with full right of survivorship, but I still get tons of phone calls when people will say, this person died out here, and I'll say, okay, well, how did they hold title to the property? I don't know, I don't have it, can you pull that deed? Well, yeah, I can, but if you guys are there, and a lot of times your people have that, I know you're asking them for it, and they have that deed, just look at the language on it, because for them to hold as joint tenants with full right of survivorship, those are magic words, just gotta say that, okay? So if they do, then we don't have to worry about probate. If one of them passed away, because that person's interest went to the other 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5 different people that may be on title. But the next question after that, I'd ask them if they don't hold it as joint tenants is, well, did the deceased die with a will? Or did they have a will? That's dying testate, or if you don't, that's intestate. And that's the first question that determines the path that's gonna go down. So you ultimately get someone who has the ability to transfer title. So I know Cheryl did that class and she did a great job, and I know we already did the Zoom, but just keep that in mind, because a lot, not all, but a lot of questions I still get from people are, don't understand. Let me look on that deed at first place and see how you hold title, and then we go from there. That's just a little
Especially earlier
tidbit.
too, cause like if there's, any children involved, like maybe from one marriage, if they weren't like children with both of the title holders, it might be another sticky situation too. So as early as you find that out, call us and we'll help you.
Lana, you seeing, more properties that are they come to you guys and they're in trusts or like your
Yes,
local
much more.
trust?
I mean, it just technically in Georgia, y'all heard me say, and this is just semantics, this isn't your question, Reed, but in Georgia, we're one of the few states that a trust can't own real property. The trustee does on behalf of the trust. So that's why you see, when you see a deed, it'll be from Paige and Ed Morgan to Ed Morgan as trustee of the Ed Morgan Trust and Paige Morgan as trustee of the Paige Morgan Trust. Yeah, I'm saying that a lot more. And you know, guys, the biggest single reason to do that is you don't have to go to probate. If you hold it in a trust like that and you pass away, you're, in most cases, one of your children's or your surviving spouse will become your trustee. You're the trustee of your trust, and if you pass away, the first successor trustee is usually your spouse, and the second one may be one of your children. So it never has to go to probate because the powers of the trustee go down to your successor trustees, who then immediately, by the creation of the trust, have the ability to sell that property and no probate. By the same token, bank accounts, other investments can be held in that trust, and they never have to be, you have to go through probate, which is one of the biggest reasons, if you look, why people do that. So, yes.
We do have some great probate attorney referrals too, should that come up and you all need help, just reach out.
Especially in Cobb County, we've got some guys and girls that can fast track it. Kelly Walks, the probate judge, and she was a former attorney a long time ago at the firm that I worked in, but I still have a lot of connections in. And she's, between her and a couple of the probate attorneys in that office, they're able to get
I'll get
things
it done.
expedited a little bit, so. Anybody else have anything? You can always call. Virginia?
What's the negative of trust?
That's above my pay grade. I'm not a trust attorney, so, but as it pertains to real estate, I can tell you the positives. Now, there's revocable trust and there's irrevocable trust. And what you see 95% of the time are revocable trusts, which is what most of us would do. Irrevocable trusts have a lot of negatives, but they're usually done with people that have a lot of money too, and a lot of assets. And the good outweighs the bad even in that if you do strategic planning. But from just generically speaking, Virginia, about, I don't know what the negative of a trust is. And as it pertains to real estate, I know of none. So I would be lying if I told you different.
Is that a class that people would like to learn about trust and things like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, we could get, when we get Dawn, get Dawn Levine or somebody to come in that are a lot more qualified than we are, but because people are, I mean, I personally have done that. With my vast real estate holdings of 2 properties. And
And I wrote myself in a successor trustee as well.
so, but I've done that same thing and done it with some other stuff, and there's lots of, it's a good question you asked, Reed, because there's a lot of people are doing that as it pertains to real estate and specific other aspects. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Give a hand clap. I 7 years ago, I lost my wife to cancer, and we were in hospice, and my phone rings, and it's my attorney. And she said, "Jim, how are you?" I said, "Well, it's a little bit tough, Dave, I'm okay." She said, "You don't own the house." I said, "Oh, what? You don't own the house, Carolyn does." I went, "Oops." So she came over that time, and we signed the papers and had them right there at the hospice. So make sure that that your will's up to date and you know who owns the house. So guys, that's the lesson I learned when she called and said, "You don't own the house." And I went, "Oh." Now, when I eventually got it, yes, because of the way I will, but anyway, guys, it's still interesting. All right, Home Warranty of America. Robert!
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Awesome. I am Robert Murray. I have been in the business of home warranties for over 20 years. So I know how important it is to get back to you as the agent and your customer in a timely manner. If they have a claim on the weekends, or if you guys need to enroll a warranty, I am here to help you out. My wife wants to beat me up for that, that's for sure. But you've got a great broker right here, let me tell you. He's allowing me to talk to you guys for an hour today about home warranties. You got the cane? No. All I'm saying, great broker right here, that's for sure. Y'all are blessed, that's for sure. So if you could do me a favor before I start, you've already started, get out of here. Please put my number in your phone. If you can take your phones out, put my number in your phone. I'm here to help. 404-324-5800. 2281, it's also on my card, Katie, so I'll take off of that. So I wanted to let y'all know, if you didn't already know, we do have free seller's coverage, which means that we can put a warranty on the home while it's being listed, okay? All you need to do is just give me a call. All I need is the seller's name, their phone number, their email address. The reason why we ask that is because if they have a claim, we like for them to be able to go on the homeowner's portal and be able to put the claim in, right? So just call me on that and let me know what the property address is, of course, too. Now, what we're hoping is that we put it on the listing side of it. We want to carry it over to the buyer side of it, okay? Because everybody likes to get paid, amen?
Yes.
We want that to happen. Sometimes that always doesn't happen, where it will get out of the contract, or get negotiated out of the contract, or something might happen. So even if there's a claim on the listing side of it, nothing is due. So does that tell you to go ahead and put all of your listings on warranty? Okay, so what I recommend, I gave you all brochures here. The Diamond plan is our best plan, okay? It's $675 a year, and it's going to give you all the coverages that you see on the back of the brochure. We're even going to include up to $1,000, and we know it's a minimum of $1,000 for a deductible on homeowners insurance, right? So with that being said, we will pay the $1,000 deductible if they have secondary damage. That's unheard of. There's no other home warranty that I know of out there that's covering that. All right. We also do rekey up to 6 locks, that kind of thing. Definitely, you just pay the $100 service fee. It's done up to 6 locks. We do have for up to $750 for modifications under that Diamond plan for $675. Because if you're putting a new HVAC system in the house, there are going to be modifications that need to be made. So that's going to help you out. How we're different from other warranty companies is that we pay wholesale. So we actually buy our own equipment, and we're able to pay like a brand new HVAC system. We're able to get it around $5,000 or lower. Now, if it does go over a little bit, we are, the customer might be responsible for paying a little bit out of their pocket, but not $13,000 or $14,000, because that's what you're going to have under companies that do retail, is that they're going to have a specific amount that they're going to pay out, and it's going to be retail. So guess what? That is going to be absorbed very, very quickly. Okay. Just to let you know this too, is that Home Warranty of America just became best overall home warranty company in the United States under 360 US News. So we are absolutely taking care of our customers, that's for sure. Here's some statistics real quick. I know you're about to bring out the cane. Statistics, 83% of homeowners faced unexpected repairs in 2024. That's gonna go up this year, of course. And that's up from 46% in 2023. 46% spent more than $5,000 out of pocket for these repairs. So that's why I said what I said about the HVAC units being so expensive. They're going to end up paying more out of their pocket on that. 40% noted that these costs strained their budget. Guys, unfortunately, what's going on is there's a lot of people losing their jobs because of the government shutdown and everything. They're not able to pay their bills, or they're not able to pay for those necessary repairs. Because I'm going to tell you, they don't make things like they used to, that's for sure. So that's why it's important to get a home warranty as well. 46% of the homeowners identify insurance and protection plan as a priority. That's very, as you can see, that's very important. We do have payment plans. If your buyer needs to have a payment plan, we do not charge a surcharge for credit cards, so they can go ahead and do that. And more importantly, guys, like I said, I've been in the business for a very long time. I love this office. I'm here to help you do a lot better for your clients. And just call me, I can take care of that where he's standing.
But guys, the truth is that you'll find cheaper policies out there. They're out there.
Mhm.
But when there's a problem, you have nobody to take care of you. If he has a problem, if you call him, he will fix it. And if you don't have a Robert being your champion when there's no warranties, you will be lost to the system. I promise you will be. And you'll save $95, but then you'll lose a whole bunch of
Amen.
yes.
And I didn't hear you say this unless I missed it, but one thing that I thought was really unique about your company,
Mhm.
and a lot of other home warranty companies do not do it, is your current clients right now
Mhm.
can get a home warranty from your company, even if they've owned the home for a period of time. Most of them
Amen.
do not, you have to do it within 30 days of them closing.
Yep.
And so this is like a very unique situation that you could offer that to some clients that you have. That's news, that's really great.
And what does it do? It gives y'all more referrals, because you're following up with your past customers.
Yeah.
You know, so, the last thing I can say is, this is from a famous movie called Christmas Vacation, okay? Give the gift that keeps on giving throughout the year. Woo! And God bless all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robert, I appreciate you. Safe real estate. So guys, I love these, I'm sure video because Seth Wiseman is the guy that helps GAR write the contracts, and so he's one of the smartest guys that I know when it comes to this, and so a couple of surprises this morning, stuff that I didn't know was true. If Sherry's watching this, I'm probably gonna be in trouble, so, all right, first one is,
We're going to talk about the duty of a buyer to inspect a property that they are interested in purchasing. And in today's market, most buyers hire home inspectors. And if you don't hire a home inspector, I do not think that is a very smart idea on the buyer's part. But there is a limit to what a home inspector will look at, and it should not eliminate the duty of a buyer to also carefully inspect the property. As a matter of fact, we are seeing a lot of cases recently where things are hidden under furniture, under plants, under rugs. And truthfully, I'm unaware of a home inspector who moves plants or moves hallway rugs to look to see what is underneath the rug. And in these cases, we have seen termite damage, we've seen water stains, we've seen major structural cracks, and the buyer then says, I want to sue the seller for fraud. And when that happens, what buyers have to remember is that Georgia is still a caveat emptor state or a buyer beware state. And what that means is that the buyer has to show that they could not have discovered the fraud through a careful, diligent inspection of the property. And to give you an example of how our courts have looked at this issue, we had a case many years ago where a buyer sued a seller for fraud, saying you should have disclosed to me that there were charred timbers in the corner of the attic. Case went up to the Court of Appeals. Court of Appeals said this was something that the buyer could have discovered had they done a careful inspection of the property. Case dismissed. We also had a more recent case where there was water ponding in the corner of the crawl space. Buyer sued the seller for fraud, went up to the Court of Appeals again. Court of Appeals this time also said, case dismissed, buyer could have discovered the existence of the water ponding in the crawl space. And with those two cases in Georgia, I worry mightily that if the buyer does not move plants, does not move rugs, does not move furniture that can easily be moved, that the buyer will not be able to win a case for fraud against the seller. Now, if it's a situation where there's a very heavy piece of furniture, I do not think there is a duty on the part of a buyer to hire a moving company to move it. But those things which can be easily moved, I think the buyer should move them and is under a duty to see what lies beneath. If they don't do it, they may have to live with the consequences of their inaction. I hope you have found this episode of Safe Real Estate helpful.
All right, tell me what you heard. What'd you hear?
Buyer beware.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Buyer has right to move stuff inside of the seller's, properties that he does not own.
He does, because he has the ability through the contract to do inspections. So it's plural, so yes, he does have that right. Now, if he damages it, he doesn't have the right to damage it, but he or she can move it, okay? I like that. What else did you hear?
Buyer has right to move stuff, but inspector does not.
What he's saying, I mean, he said most inspectors do not move things. Do y'all agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah,
But
so-
they have right to move.
They have the right to, but for their own liability and insurances, they won't.
That makes sense. What else did you hear, guys? Somebody else? What'd you hear?
You're buying the house as is,
Yeah.
basically.
It's a used house. Buyer beware.
So you're buying the house as is, and what is it called? Caveat, which means buyer beware. And if you take this thing to court, will you probably win?
No.
Probably not. So don't waste your money. Fix whatever the problem is. So guys, I love that. All right, next one, please, Kimberly.
Today, I want to start a short series on some of the most common mistakes that realtors make in filling out the GAR purchase and sale contract. Let's talk for a minute about legal descriptions, because we see realtors making two mistakes in this area. The first, I have seen agents write a number of special stipulations which say that the seller shall provide a legal description of the property within 5 days from the binding agreement date. And what that does is it creates a contract that is void on its face. Because as a practical matter, a contract without a legal description is just unenforceable. What's even worse is when you read some of the cases in this area, it's a bit unclear whether the problem can then be fixed by amending the contract later to add in a legal description. The second problem we see with regards to legal descriptions are realtors who attach multiple legal descriptions of the property to a contract. What every good realtor should want to do is attach one really good legal description to the property rather than multiple legal descriptions, some of which are internally inconsistent with other legal descriptions that have been attached. There is nothing worse than ending up with a contract with multiple legal descriptions where there is some conflict between those descriptions, because it then raises title questions as to what exactly is the property that is being conveyed. So the bottom line is, when you are preparing a contract, you want to describe the property once, you want to do it accurately and correctly, and if you need to attach multiple legal descriptions, maybe you're just not ready for this property to be sold. I hope this episode of Safe Real Estate has been beneficial.
All right, what'd you hear? What'd you hear?
Contract isn't, I guess, standing without a legal description.
Okay. How many of you know where to go to find a legal description on every house? Right, where do you go, Angela, where do you go?
You have out-of-date records.
Okay, who goes different places? Where do you
Thomas
go?
and Brown.
Thomas and Brown, I love Thomas and Brown. I love them for that, because they'll be able to do it for you.
Yeah, always help out.
Exactly right. So guys, if you do not put on a legal description that says this is the property, do you have a binding contract?
No, it's void, not
Voidable,
voidable.
it's void. What's the difference between void and voidable?
Well, it's void, it is not a contract.
It has nothing to
And
do.
the other is voidable, and that means you can do something to void the contract, but without action, the contract is void without a proper legal description.
Anybody else know anything to that? Anybody at all? Okay, next, Kimberly.
Today, I want to talk about decoupling, which is a term that so many of us have heard over this last year, and explain exactly what decoupling means.
Right, stop.
In the real
Stop for a
estate
second.
brokerage,
Who right now knows what decoupling means? I didn't either. I learned something today. Go ahead, please. Thank you, Kimberly.
context, decoupling is a term to describe what happens when the seller is paying the seller's broker's commission and the buyer is paying the buyer broker's commission. And the goal of the Department of Justice and the goal of some of the plaintiff's attorneys has really been to encourage decoupling to the extent possible. The challenge with decoupling is that many buyers simply do not have enough money to pay their buyer brokers a real estate commission. So we are actually seeing a different type of decoupling, and by that I mean we are to some extent seeing an increase in sellers paying the seller's broker a commission and then sellers paying separately the buyer's broker's commission. And we are seeing some brokerage firms on the listing side simply taking the position that their primary goal is to ensure that they are paid and making it more of an option for the seller to then pay the buyer broker. And what is starting to happen is that more buyers and buyer brokers are asking for compensation as part of their offers. Now, from a liability perspective, it is probably better for the seller's broker to allow the seller to pay the buyer's broker's commission directly, rather than for the seller to pay the seller's broker and for the seller's broker to then share their commission with the buyer's broker. It is probably better from a compliance perspective with the rules of the Georgia Real Estate Commission to ask the seller to pay the buyer's broker directly rather than the seller's broker. Now, just because the seller may be the one paying the buyer's broker's commission directly does not mean that the seller's broker cannot encourage the seller to make that payment and to explain to the seller all of the benefits of having the seller pay a portion or all of the buyer broker's commission, because the reality is, with so many buyers not having the funds to pay the buyer broker, it's still really essential in many markets for the seller to do that. I hope this episode of Safe Real Estate has been.
What you hear? What you hear? Brenda, what you hear?
Well, I think the one thing that I didn't hear was why do you become more liable? He says you become more liable, but he doesn't really go into an explanation of why and how.
I'll ask him that question. I really will ask him, I think that's a great question. I'll ask him that question. Report back to you.
It's the chain of payment.
All right, tell me more about that.
Why, yeah.
Because the person who is actually paying for the service is the person who is responsible for it. Hang on. If all of the money for the commission is being paid by the seller and it's being paid for the buyer who's represented by another company, then if there are issues with the transaction, then it goes back to where the commission was paid to, and it wasn't paid to both companies, it was only paid to one.
But the listing agreement, when you say that, what do you mean? Like,
I mean
why
that-
do you become liable? Why is totally?
Because they are the ones that provided the service. It's almost like a sub-agency like we used to have a long time ago.
Sub-agency.
almost like a sub-agency.
That's
So, but
what I want.
there's verbiage in the contract that as the listing agent and in your contract that you don't become liable for that. I just am curious, what kind of lawsuits are they seeing
I wanna ask you one
because of the
question. Right, so the
traditional?
question is, who's paying the commission? Is it the seller paying from their proceeds, or is it the buyer paying it by the money he gives the seller? It's an egg, I mean, what came first, the chicken, the egg, same thing with this, it's your perspective, guys. But that's a great question, and I'll ask Seth about that, that's a great question. Any other comments on this at all? Anything that you heard, anybody, that you didn't know?
I had a question.
All right, you got it, I hope I can answer it.
He said it was better for the listing agent, no, for the seller to pay both brokerages.
No.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
That's what he said, he said it's
Yes.
better for, instead of paying one brokerage and the other brokerage paying the buyer's
Right,
agent,
yes.
it's better for the seller to pay both.
Correct.
He didn't
Right.
clarify why.
Yeah, that's my question.
That's
my question.
And I'm gonna ask you that
That's
question.
what she just said.
Yeah.
Anything else on this? Because this next one is gonna also surprise you, because it surprised me. All right, play the next one. And Sherry's gonna be so mad at me. Woo!
Real estate. Today, I would like to talk about an increasingly common situation where an agent in one company
This is different.
wants to hold an open house and asks an agent in another company to host the open house for that agent. And the question is, are you allowed to have an agent in a different company host your open house?
Okay, stop.
The
stop here one
answer to
second.
this question is,
Hold that stuff there. Who thinks you can have somebody call a banker, hold your open house for you? Who thinks that? Why not? Why can you not do that?
You can't.
You can.
The answer's on the screen.
The answer's on the screen.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I thought for years you cannot do that. Now, I was told years ago by the real estate commissioner at that time that if you're under one broker of record, you can do that. Like, for example, someone can someone in Sandy Spring could hold open your listing. I was told that was true by the real estate commissioner, but I've never tested that. But this one, I did, go ahead with it.
is yes, but only with the prior written permission of both brokers. The broker for the agent who is not going to be holding the open house, and the broker for the agent who is going to be holding the open house. And if you do not have the broker's prior written permission, you are violating license law. And what gives me some concern as a lawyer whose job it is to protect realtors is that a lot of agents are having friends at other companies host open houses for them, and they are doing it informally without any permission first being given by the brokers. Now, the other issue that is there is that if you are paying the agent at another company to host your open house, that money which that agent earns is technically commission dollars. So it technically belongs to the broker for whom that agent works and should be accounted for with that broker. And again, if that is not happening, the agent who is guest hosting the open house is technically violating license law. I'm raising this because I do think there are a fair number of violations out there being committed by agents who are simply unaware of what the current license law is. I hope this
What'd you hear?
I'm confused.
Right?
Because last year, this time, after the NAR settlement, we were specifically told that we can't show houses to people who we don't have a contract with.
Okay.
Unless they're being represented by the brokerage, if we're doing an open house.
Right.
So how does this pass that rule if I'm holding, my brokerage doesn't have the client, but I'm bringing buyers in through Marty?
How are you protecting yourself?
Yeah, because it's completely opposite of what we were told last year.
I think
it changes.
my practice is that I do not encourage or allow other agents that are not with our brokerage
Our
firm
office.
to hold our office, to hold our properties open.
Right, okay, and that's your right, and I like that practice.
That's my rule and regulation.
Okay, right, and I like that practice.
And I think you would wanna get the seller, let's say you did have permissions from both brokers to do this. I would think that you would absolutely have to get the seller's permission to get a complete.
When I was reading it, I thought that's what it was gonna say.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? You can't, like, the seller would be like, what do you mean EXP is holding I didn't hire EXP,
Right.
you know? So I think there's an issue there. And the other thing is even the commission being paid to another agent who isn't the affiliated, well, I guess that's how you get around it, but that means if she has an open house or she has a property and I'm doing the open house and she pays me $100, she's gotta pay it to Keller Williams. It doesn't matter whether it's another broker or not, based on what he just said.
That makes sense.
That's always been
All right, Sean, you got somebody to add to this?
Angela, you wanna go first?
Mine is just really quickly,
Right.
years ago, we were told we couldn't cross signs.
You got, what?
We couldn't cross signs, so if Keller Williams has the listing, Coldwell Banker can't represent a listing held by Keller Williams, so I'm assuming that's the thumb.
Is that what
I
it
think
said?
we need to have an office policy and make it super clear.
But we still
If
need
we
to
have
know
an
what the real
office
rules are.
policy, then everybody's safe, right?
Our office policy is that, I don't want someone to call microlive on your listings. Or whatever, because it confuses the consumer and it confuses everybody else. That's the big thing. And that's, all right, Sean, I'm sorry.
So my brother runs a place team out of the North Atlanta office, and this is something that he is trying to figure out, because they have large amounts of open houses that need to be held, because they do institutional fund disposition of single-family residences, and so they don't have enough agents on their team to hold these houses open. So they've gone down this road with a couple of attorneys, including Seth, and what they've come up with is most brokers at, like Lynn, our qualifying broker for this office, and Sherry and the like, they just don't want you to do it because it's super messy. Because of the NAR settlement, you're correct, you have to have that brokerage agreement signed before you cross the threshold, right? You have to disclose if you are the agent holding the house open for someone at another company, you have to disclose that you are with another company. And the way that they've determined thus far is that you have to put your sign in the yard, which is why you would want the seller's agreement, is why you would not want someone else to hold your house open from another company, because now we have a Keller Williams Atlanta North sign in the yard and then a Harry Norman sign. That's really confusing for everybody involved, right? And you have to meet everyone at the door and let them know that you are not the person listing the property and you are with another company. So there's all kinds of burden of disclosure, right? That if you miss one small step, you could put yourself in really big trouble.
That's why I'm saying we need an office
All right,
policy,
the office policy
no
is.
matter what the law is.
Yeah.
I mean, we can,
So why I'm bringing this up, guys, 2 reasons, okay? I'm not confuse you, that's not confusing. Two reasons, okay, and this is just my thinking, okay? Number one, is it now clear that if you won't let somebody at our Smyrna Vines office to hold your list open in Smyrna Vines, is that okay? And it probably is. Huh?
Technically, you have one
Exactly
broker.
right. So that makes that clear. Now, the law used to say only people in this office under this program, we're a franchise, can hold your list open. That's what it used to say for a long time. But what Seth is saying gives me pause to realize if you want to have someone in Smyrna Vinings hold your listing over for you, this Smyrna Vinings, and they're in that office, that is okay. I'm okay with that, and I've been okay with it for years. Okay. But the other one where it's kind of, if you have your Aunt Tilly's house in Noonan for sale, for example, and you want someone in Noonan to hold up because they have a big majority there, then we would probably talk about that. But the question is, can you do without my permission? The answer is no, you cannot. So it's like dual agency. Who loves dual agency? We don't do that, do we?
I don't.
Once in a while, I will say yes, that only because it works best for your situation. So I want this to be a win-win, not we're gonna give you permission to have Caldwell Banker start holding your list this weekend. Yes, ma'am.
Troublemaker here.
Oh, I love troublemakers.
Okay, in the past, and I haven't done it recently, I have held
other brokers open houses because I wanted to leave. I have not allowed anyone outside of this office to host my open houses. There's only been twice where I needed someone to do it. Are you saying I should not, without your permission, host someone else's, or are you saying without your permission to allow someone to host mine?
From another company.
I think you have to
I'm
get used
just
to.
checking.
Both.
If you call Sherry Arispe and ask her, 'cause I'm in France and what that, and she says yes, I would trust her to make that decision.
Okay, and I always get that marketing disclosure that Kimberly taught me back in 2020. If it's even one of the Rawls groups,
Yeah.
I've always gotten that signed to make sure I have that permission.
Because all I'm trying to do is give you one more tool. Make a mess.
So I get Noonan because of geographical location, what if it's Woodstock, it's not a part of the Ross group, but they cover it?
And let's have a conversation, why you want it to happen. I just want to be involved in the conversation, because that way, if the real estate commission calls you and you say, well, my team leader told me I could do this.
I know we have a few agents that live in Cumming and or Alpharetta, and we don't have listings out there. So their opportunities to do open house means they have to come this way, which is so far geographically from where they live. So if there's an opportunity for them to do it close to home within Keller Williams, I just wanna be able to make sure I'm getting it
I will
right.
be open to that. I have no
Careful
discretion.
when you say within Keller Williams. Because Keller Williams, Metro Atlanta.
Just the name Keller, that's what I'm trying to distinguish, because it's not Ross Group.
Right.
It'll be Forsyth or Chattahoochee Shores or one of those.
That's
I want to
a
give you the
different
tool.
company, that's a different brokerage. That's just a franchise.
So is it just, that's what I'm asking, what's the clarification of
So
it?
one more time, stop, okay? I want to have a conversation with you, and if that's a good tool for you to have, I'll stand in the gap and say, I approve that. And that way you want, your license will be mine, okay? So guys, I will stand in the gap and make sure that we're on the same page. Just call me and say, Jim, here's the situation, can we do it? I'll go, yes, no, great, okay?
So-
Anybody else?
Yeah, Brenda brought up a.
Brenda did.
You know what I'm
Why are you
saying?
speaking for
No,
Brenda?
Brenda, because it's valid. So,
I just
go
feel
ahead.
like the $100
Right.
that you pay, let's say she pays me $100 and the seller's not paying the $100. It's not like hiring it's a clerical,
fee.
hey, I'm gonna pay you $25 an hour, whatever it is. I just don't see how that is a commission on that, because it's not contingent on a sale.
No.
It's not like, oh, it's closing and now I'm gonna pay you this money.
Right.
It's not, but anyway, that was just me saying something to her, but.
No, that makes sense.
No,
And
it
she
makes
just-
sense.
And then she was like, and Brenda said.
Because it makes sense.
Why you like that?
It's a
I love the
clerical
conversation.
fee.
Virginia.
Yeah?
I called Sherry on this exact thing, cause I had.
You did what, I'm sorry?
I called Sherry 2 weeks ago on this, I had an agent from the Rawls Group, but not her office, wanted to open one of my houses open. Sherry said no, but she said you were working on forms with Thomas and Brown, so that we could permit this, do we have forms?
And I'm saying that we don't need that form. Because of what Seth just now said, I'm saying we need a form. And Sherry and I, because I trust Sherry, so she and I will have that conversation now. Because this is something that I found yesterday that I love. And so guys, Sherry and I will have the we'll be on the same page. But right now, the answer is, you asked for your team list. Deal?
So when do we need to sign?
Sherry and I are gonna talk about that. I told Sherry was gonna hate this, I told her she would. I'm the visionary, she's the one that makes the mistakes, all right? I hope there's one more, I want y'all to see.
Of real estate. Today, I would like to talk about an increasingly common situation where an agent in one company wants to hold an open house and hires an agent in another company to host the open house for that agent.
You're finished.
There should be one more. I hope.
It's the same one as the open house.
Hello, everybody. I'm Seth Weissman, and welcome to another
Same
episode.
one.
All right, this one right here. That's one right there.
Oh.
One question that realtors have been asking me
This is gonna blow
is,
your
are
mind.
they required to use a pre-showing compensation agreement or a broker compensation agreement to protect their commissions? And the answer to that is no. I happen to think it is a smart idea to use one of those two forms but it is not by any means a requirement. What the GAR Forms Committee recognized is that when commissions were identified and listed in an MLS, realtors were really protected by having that commission published. Because if the listing broker did not pay what they were offering in MLS, it was very easy for the realtor who's working with the buyer to take the listing agent to arbitration and to win. The pre-showing compensation agreement and the broker compensation agreement are contractual ways to lock up and protect your commission so that they cannot be changed by the listing broker or the seller unilaterally. But if, for example, the commission that is being offered to you is listed on a well-known company's website, you have about the same level of protection that you had when the property was listed in an MLS. The one thing you should do if you're not using either of the GAR forms is to go to that broker's website and take a picture of the amount of commission you are being offered as a buyer broker, and to put that in your file and to make sure that that picture is time dated so that in the event of a dispute, you can take the listing broker to arbitration and you can say to an arbitration panel, look, I showed this property based on the listing agent telling me that they would pay X lollipops for my doing my work as a buyer broker. I have a picture, time dated, showing what they were offering, and frankly, if you do that, you should still be protected for a commission. So the bottom line is there are multiple ways to protect your real estate commission. The pre-showing compensation agreement, the broker compensation agreement, or if the commission is identified on a well-known broker's website by memorializing what is being offered in that situation. I hope this,
What you hear? What you
That's
heard?
not the real world.
Completely.
Previously, we were told that it should be like a 3 ways out of reach to get to the commission published. Now he's saying it could be published on a well-known site. So if I'm going to remarks.com, whatever it is, it cannot be explicitly published there because of rules of 3 steps down. But now it can?
Okay, all right, that what you heard, okay? What else? Somebody had.
But what's the answer to that?
Hold that thought, who's not spoken today, who's not spoken, anybody? I'm trying to give everybody a chance to speak, everybody, isn't it speak right now, okay? All right, so tell me what you heard, Paige. Oh, I'm sorry, Brenda, what did you hear? You were next, you
I
heard.
heard that if you use the pre-showing compensation or the broker compensation agreement in the contract, this is how I read it, like, you're gonna get paid at closing. And if you happen to have a picture, let's say you don't have either of those forms, you happen to have a picture, you're you're protected because you can take somebody to arbitration if they don't pay you at closing. That's kind of what I heard. He was basically said, if they don't pay you, that's your proof that you can take them to arbitration and have it reversed so that you get compensated. But I think that's a terrible alternative. Who wants to go to arbitration? What a terrible, but anyway, I mean, it's there as an option if that's how you wanna do business, I guess.
Okay. Paige, what did you hear?
Well, I heard that you get these things beforehand.
Yeah, before.
And that it didn't necessarily say that they are a part of the contract. it's what you get for pre-showing, hence the name of it.
That's one of them. The second one is in the contract. It's an exhibit in the contract.
You can put that in there, and I have people that send offers to me with the pre-showing as compensation, and I'm not gonna take it out of it so long as it's listed as an addendum to the contract. But my question is, he's saying, a website that is familiar to people in the real estate industry, is that like, Realtor.com? It's not FMLS because we don't put our commission in as the broker
But wait a
website.
minute, but I am seeing more and more in FMLS compensation being shown. That was not
Absolutely, not
us.
us.
Not us. Keller Williams doesn't do it, but a lot of other firms are already showing it on there. They're back
So
advertising.
when are we gonna get
With
back to
program?
that?
No, we're not.
Hey guys, all right, so if you want the sure deal, what is the sure deal? Exactly right. If you get behind those forms, that is the sure deal. But if you get to the reason I did this was I want you to, but if you get to a place to where they're saying we did not say that and you have a different way to prove it, does that help your case?
Yeah.
It does help your case. Now, which one do we like the best still? Everybody acknowledges that, that's what we want, okay? But I wanna make sure, guys, that you know that there is an option, because I was surprised to hear Seth say that.
But what Lilia said is accurate. We were told that it had to be they had to go too deep. Like, in other words, not just you can't put it in the MLS, but you have to do it in a complete other party and they have to click twice. You know, it's like, you put it in, you click, and then you click, like, so we're going through these measures that apparently
Nobody else
does, which I always thought was odd, because when this all happened and came out, they said, oh, you could advertise it on the sign in the yard, but you can't put it in the MLS.
Right.
And I thought to myself, well, how is that logical? Like, how could you not tell your
Because-
other agents,
Facebook.
but you can put it on Facebook and you can put it on the yard sign?
Because the
That-
public can
that's
see the
like-
commission,
The
that's,
public can see it,
that's why.
but
They can't see it in the MLS.
but that doesn't make sense, because if the buyer says how much is the compensation, I'm required to tell, which is totally fine. But I should be able not to make it twice as hard for an agent who does this for a living to get to what it is, so that she can tell her buyer.
The idea is if it was just in the MLS, just nowhere else, then there is the opportunity for collusion or dishonest behavior. And that's how the public felt, the people that brought the suit, that's how they felt, that there was collusion, that there were people working together to secure more money than if there were downward forces and the public knew everything.
Oh, okay, this is gonna take like a whole other team meeting, because it wasn't, what was happening back there was that NAR owned both of those MLSs, and they were basically requiring sellers to pay a buyer brokerage fee in order to advertise in the MLS. In Georgia, at least in Atlanta, not Georgia, because there are other MLSs that are owned by NAR, but FMLS and Georgia MLS are not owned by NAR.
Georgia Minister.
FMLS is not owned by NAR, and it has always been negotiable. You've had a Rhonda Duffy, you had the 1%ers, you had the 2%ers and the 3%ers. It's never been
And
fixed.
4%.
Okay, and it's never been fixed. We just got lumped in there because it was a national, they decided to make it a national settlement instead of a state settlement. But my point being is it's not, anyway, that's why I said this is a whole other team meeting.
Just so there's clarity on this, the rules of this office have not changed.
Yeah.
They've not changed, okay?
Yeah.
I want y'all to be aware that if you get in a situation where we need to protect your commission, we do have one more option. And that's the biggest, I want y'all to know, we have one more, because if it's out there and y'all saw it, you took a picture of it, that does give us one more option in case we need it. Is that clear? Anybody not clear about that, okay?
No, it's
I
not
love to
clear.
give you guys, it's like the open house.
It's not clear,
It's like the open house.
It's not
It is
clear.
clear as mud.
It is not clear.
And we're gonna make it more clear.
Yeah.
But just so you're clear, okay, if you want another house, you have to ask me, I mean, outside of our office, okay, you have to ask me, okay?
No, I get that part. This whole shebang is why it's not clear.
And as far as the other thing that's not clear, we have the same rules we've had before, they have not changed. We're still gonna follow through until Sherry tells us different, okay? But if we need to protect your commission and you have a picture of it, that does help us if there's a problem. Is that clear?
No.
All right, so I'll talk to you separately.
Come to the principal's office.
You're on.
Awesome. All right. What did you want to do with this? The numbers.
Okay, yeah.
Let's do this first.
I actually, Kevin, do you wanna do the hats now?
There's no one in there.
wait next week.
Okay, great. All right, so guys, we did something today to where, but Sean, you can do this, to where the idea is that if you sit on the front row, because Sean wants us on the front row, which I think is great.
Thank you all for moving forward. I really appreciate it.
That's right, Sean. But if you sit on the front row, we're gonna pick 3 numbers, one starting over here, going over here, and this is number 10, okay?
And they get?
And they get $10 off their office bill.
Every team meeting, so.
I think they should all get it.
Huh?
You know what? That's a great idea. First day, they all get it.
Great.
It's $60.
Now you know everybody's in the ground.
First day, we'll do it next week. We'll draw.
It's $60.
All right.
We can pick up $10 right.
Listing Lifeline. First Tuesday of each month, 9:30 to 10. So this is what, 2 weeks away?
It is.
We'll talk about it for a second?
Yeah, I just wanted everyone to understand that it has brought so much clarity to me as a real estate professional, being able to mastermind with other agents in the office on how we are promoting and marketing our listings, and that's what this is all about.
Awesome. It's a lot easier to talk to homeowners about price reductions, things that need to be done when you've talked to multiple experts in the market. It's that simple, right? It's not just your opinion at that point, it's a group opinion, all right? Kimberly? All right, ACE, who went to our ACE class? Anybody in this room went to the most recent ACE class here? How'd you like it?
Loved it, it was great.
Tell me something you liked about it.
I mean, I felt like I knew most of the contract stuff, but Nicole did show like a couple of tips and tricks from Command that I was not aware of. That will just make my work more efficient,
Sure. Awesome.
more accurate.
So it was both contracts and using the technologies that we use to use our contracts, correct? Awesome. So ACE, for those of you who don't know, is a class that's targeted at new agents and agents in our productivity program. I'm gonna get this right, okay? And you have to be there the entire time, no popping in and out. There are 2 different tracks. One of them is a 2-week course in person during the week. The other is for dual career. There's some Saturday times in there. Scan the QR code here so you can look into it. All right, this is great content. Nicole Pompeo is a broker. She's actually a backup broker for the entire Rawls group now. So if Sherry's out and we don't have anybody else, then she's gonna be the backup broker as part of her new role, all right? She's excitable, she's entertaining, and she does a fantastic job of teaching these contracts. Would you agree, Angela?
Yes.
Fantastic. Did I get that all right this time?
Yes.
All right. Only took 3 weeks, right? All right, all aboard the open house train with Paige Morgan. This is tomorrow. No, I'm sorry, Thursday. Thursday. I thought it was Wednesday. I'm sorry. Listen, it's been a long day and a half for me. Thursday the 23rd from 11 to 12. In person only. No Zoom. All you Zoomers, you have to show up. All right? Paige likes to see people in person, right?
That's correct.
You do listening appointments via Zoom? Oh, neat. All right. Next one, Kimberly. You want to talk about the open house real quick?
Yes,
The open
please.
house, class is just something that is fabulous, that, Arthurine, asked me to do this several years ago. And we have people who, were in the first classes and now
I've
they're
been
open house
in
superstars,
yeah.
and they continue to come to them, and it just gives tips about open house, and that open house is a strategy.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
All right, from personal experience, early in my real estate career, the very first listing I took on my own, not with my brother, because I started in the industry with my brother. It was in Alfred. I can take you to the house right now. I held an open house on a Saturday and a Sunday, and out of those 2 days of open houses, 4 total hours, I did $11 million that I can trace back to that open house session. $11 million. It happened over 3 years, but that's, what is that? $330,000 in gross commissions that came out of 4 hours worth of work.
We go
Right,
3
original.
deep on all transactions that
Yeah.
close for our team, and so we go 3 deep to where they came from. And 1/3 of all of our transactions at some point were on an open house. Either a listing that we got from a neighbor that came to one of our open houses, which is the biggest thing that we get. So.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanna thank Paige for being so generous in sharing your information, being a top producer, and allowing me and others to host open houses for you, and giving those opportunities.
And I want you guys to fill this room for her, because when I ask her, I hesitate because I know she's very busy and her time is very, very valuable. So I usually ask her months out when I want her to do stuff for me. So I'll be here, and I've been in the industry a long time, because I can always learn new
100%.
things. So all of you on the Facebook over here and in here, is it Zoom? Okay, Zoom, please come, because you are gonna benefit from this.
You guys, it just amazes me. I don't have any business, Jim, yet you don't come to these type of things. It's like, open houses, it's easy. There's a lot of people that have the houses open, so guys, why do you not show up and beyond them?
Awesome. All right, Kimberly. Market Matters, this is next Tuesday, October the 28th. We're still having team meeting, yes or no?
We're not.
We are not having team meeting next Tuesday. Come to Market Matters. We talked about this a couple weeks now, all right? There's some new speakers that are being mixed in here. There's some great information as we go into the, we're halfway through Q4. This is gonna be great information going into Q1 for everyone, all right? Like I said, this is a lot of information. It's information overload. Come listen for what you need to hear, what you want to hear, okay? Please come. It'd be a fantastic time. Great information.
And
Yes,
where
ma'am.
is it?
Oh, this is in Sandy Springs, at the Sandy Springs Theater, right there in downtown Sandy Springs. Great venue, great location.
Easy parking.
Easy parking, great lunch venues for afterwards, okay, so. All right, October the 29th, this is about a week away, all right, a week away tomorrow. Make sure that you put this on your event. Family and clients welcome, invite your clients, we want them all to come have a great time with us. This is from 4 to 6 at East Scott Park, right down the street here. All right, it's gonna be a great time. Silverton and Supreme are providing the barbecue, is that correct?
And Thomas and Brown.
And Thomas and Brown, all of our alliance partners, the trifecta, that's right. Real quick, this is a really awesome event, make sure you come, bring chairs if you wanna sit down, or a blanket, or, just find somewhere to sit and hang out, all right? Please come and help, all right? Kimberly? The KW effect, fully understand the wealth building power of KW profit share, all right? This is a great class. A lot of you, I was in Bold yesterday, and James Farron talked about how he used the first amount of money that he saved from his profit share checks to buy a rental property to put in his 3 or 4-year-old daughter's name, all right? And when she turns 18, all right, it will be paid for, it will be her college fund. So someone else, from soup to nuts, from start to finish, paid for his daughter's college fund. Because he decided he wanted to help recruit people, he wanted to bring people into his downline. He thought Keller Williams was the right place for them to build wealth and have a great career, all right? And this in turn is helping pay for his daughter's college. It's a really powerful story about profit share and how that can start something. This is a passive stream of income. Come and learn how to do this at a very, very, very high level, all right? This is gonna be November 6th from 10 to 1, all right? MRA Business Planning Clinic with James Farron. All right, business planning clinic. Who thinks that sounds exciting? Raise your hand. Put your hands down. Nothing about a business planning clinic sounds exciting. Let me finish what I'm saying. Yeah. Guys, this is so powerful for your business. It can find little stones you can unturn that can unlock better returns for your time, your energy, and your money. Can also help you understand where you need to spend the most time in your business so that you can maximize the return, okay? We all have a very limited amount of time to be able to do things, right? We have families, we have lives outside of our work. We have to be able to maximize this. This is something that will help you be more efficient and streamline your business planning, streamline your financial reporting, streamline your balance sheets, all of those things. James is fantastic. Who's seen James in person? Raise your hand. Who likes James? Raise your hand. I'm with James every Monday right now, at least for the next 2 weeks in Bold. He's fantastic, all right? Please come. This is November the 11th from 9:30 to 3 o'clock. I want to.
Will we have team meeting?
Location.
This is Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
No, it's,
Oh, no, I'm sorry, no,
Yes.
no team meeting that day.
No team meeting on the
We put that
Yeah.
in.
this is in place of it, because we think this is that important. Sorry, we did talk about that.
Where's it here?
In this room. I'm gonna challenge you. Our agents aren't the only people that need this. I wanna pack this room. Invite your agent friends in this market to come to this event. This is a great event for people that are business owners. This is a great event for people that need to learn how to be a business owner and not be a realtor, right? They need to learn how to run a business and not just hope money shows up, okay? Invite those people. All right, next thing, Kimberly. Success on the Rocks. We're gonna start pushing this. This is 4 weeks away, all right? Please come. This is every second Thursday, 5:30 to 7. Same thing as a business clinic. Bring your agent friends from the market. They don't have to be Keller Williams agents. This is low pressure. Who's been to one of these events so far? Was there any active recruiting going on in the room?
No.
Was it really just come, hang out, spend time together, create community, and just chill?
Yes.
Very nice and relaxed, right?
Very nice.
It will always stay that way. Bring those people into that situation, all right? The goal is that we show them how awesome we are just by being in the same room with them, okay? We're giving this to the realtor community in the East Scott Market Center, all right? There's 1,100 of those agents. I pulled the list before we started this, all right? We can get a few of those there, right? Y'all know some good agents in this market? Yeah? You don't know any good agents? You're in a room full of them, Paige.
I know, except for us.
Okay. I would love it if you would bring other agents, please do, all right? Kimberly? All right, Thanksgiving food drive 2025, you wanna chat about this real quick?
Yes, I do, and if Liz Carr was here, she would pass, Liz, not Cohen, she would pass the plate. So don't sweat over this, right? Because some people think they have to bring the whole basket, just bring in a can of this or a box of that. This is gonna help seriously, in all seriousness. Food insecurity is for real. This is gonna help feed a family. Our goal is to provide food for 50 families. And we have made it super easy for you guys. You can put food in a box downstairs, you can drop off a card, you can leave money with Billy at the front desk, and we will run to Aldi's and we will buy the food for you. It's super easy. Your $5, your $10, your $20 is gonna help. It's like $45 or something to give somebody a basket of food that will give them their Thanksgiving meal, including a can of ham, if that's the only protein. So I'm asking you guys to please help, okay? Thank you.
I just printed off the flyer, and I'm going in my neighborhood, this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
It's a great way to reach out to the clients.
Go in your neighborhood,
very
talk
nice
to your
idea.
sphere, send it out to your clients, get as many gifts, and allow others to be charitable as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a two-touch thing if you wanna use it that way, where you ask for it and then you pick it up.
Yes,
And so you
absolutely.
get to talk to the person and you get to see the person.
Yes,
Or at least provide the service if they,
Right.
if they don't see it.
yes.
So it says the food will be distributed on November 22nd. Are you needing volunteers to help put baskets together or?
I will check into that,
Okay.
because last time we put baskets together, the first year. This year, I wanna kinda just give it to the organization
Okay.
and let them do the baskets.
Okay.
But we might need some
Well, I have
volunteers.
high schoolers at home who need volunteers.
Okay.
Oh.
Would love to help us with that.
That need credit.
Yeah,
Bring them to the spooktacular.
Yes, we're doing that too.
Okay.
somebody else had, Virginia, do you have a question?
I was trying to figure out who was distributing it, but I see.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Kimberly? Motivational minute.
Wait a minute,
Oh, sorry.
you forgot about,
Janice, can you please stand up and introduce yourself real quick?
Oh, man, didn't know I was gonna talk, but I am Janice Elliott, and I am thinking about coming here to join.
Who thinks you should come? Raise your hand. We all agree, you're in.
Coming through Angela, and I'd just like to say good morning, hello to everyone.
Thank you for coming.
good morning.
If you're coming to Angela, you're coming. For sure. Skipping it today. Not sure.
Okay.
All right, motivational minute. Alright. We're gonna watch, I want everyone to stand up while we watch this video. It's not very long, just stand up. Alright? This talks about helping people, okay? This talks about what we do that makes us feel good about ourselves. What we do every day, we have to take care of ourselves first so that we can help others. Would everyone agree with that?
Yes.
Amen. You can't pour from an empty cup. This speaks to that. Plus, this little girl is absolutely adorable. Go ahead, Colby.
About helping people
Yeah,
and being kind.
okay. I like that. Who do you love?
I love my friend Ray because he's so nice to me.
When do you feel loved?
When someone hugs me when I'm not lonely.
When you're not lonely and someone hugs you?
And when I hug myself.
You hug yourself? Do you think it's important to hug yourself?
Yeah.
You know that hugging yourself is helpful?
Yeah, but not helpful, but it makes me feel relaxed.
Relaxed. Can you show me how you hug yourself?
Pay attention.
That's what we call self-love, right?
Yeah.
That's important, right?
We have to love ourselves.
That's right. So now, stay standing up. Everyone give yourself a big hug. Alright? Lee, give yourself a big hug. I say everybody. Remember, you gotta love yourself so you can love others. Have a great week.
Don't check in the room in the first round.
There's something. First table.